Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm so glad. It's so good to see everybody. Tonight, guys, I always look forward to this. Hitchhiker Chat on Tuesday night. Get to spend it with all of you guys. Of course, I have the incomparable James Ryan and Kelly from the Mickey Bunch. Hoist the colors. Kelly is in the house.
I'm
our favorite community redhead, and Kelly. It's so great to have y'all. I'm so glad you could come. William is not with me tonight. Obviously, this is his background. I am house sitting for him. They are at Walt Disney World, and they are in. They're at the Christmas party currently. Like right now, they're at the Christmas party. So I'm excited about that. This was exciting. It is. They've had a good trip. They've had some, a few snags that we'll talk about, later, probably next week on Hitchhiker Chat. Yeah. Oh. Garrett, you're in the right place if you're looking for the Hitchhiking Bones. You do not have the wrong stream. I'm going to back up and check out the. Oh my goodness, you guys have just been talking and talking. How wonderful! And let's see, Nicole Rodenhisler said that she might not be able to make it, but she did give us a thumbs up. She's not feeling well tonight. Feel better soon. Nicole Dean. Welcome in. It's so great to see everybody tonight. Amy is here. Big Disney fan. So great to see you tonight. Welcome. The incomparable James Ryan is also in the chat as well as on our streams. Hey, Dave. Good to see you tonight. Always good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Flo Beck. Welcome, Flo. We appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for being here.
Flo, I really hope that Flo collects Flo merchandise from Cars.
That would be awesome. Flo, that would be a great thing for you to do. That would be, I love, especially if Disneyland is your home park. Oh my goodness. There, with Cars Land there, and you can go to Flo's and get all kinds of good stuff. Surf Bum, you found the party, John. Welcome in.
And let's remember, it's John's birthday month. John's birthday month is month.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Okay. If I'm not completely mistaken, it's also your birthday month, James Ryan, and mine.
At my advanced age, they tend to slip my mind. Apparently, it's a sign of advancing Social Security.
Oh my goodness. No, James.
No excuses.
Thanksgiving was invented because of your birthday.
That's right.
If I'm not mistaken, are we fellow Scorpios, James?
I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know what that means, but that's what
so
I am.
Okay, the 22nd, I think, is the cutoff. So
I'm on the cusp.
You're on the cusp. See, I'm a Scorpio. So, and it would not surprise me if you are also a Scorpio because we get along so well. Jonathan, welcome in. So good to see you. Kevin, Theme Park Adventures, welcome. Tina, so glad Ed and Mindy see you. Ed and Mindy are great.
Hi, Tina.
Love Ed and Mindy and love Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Ed and Mindy rock.
They do. They are. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, we are talking about Vipre Project. They do their live stream just before us, and we really appreciate them, giving us a shout out before they close their show tonight. Who else is in the chat? It's good to see everybody. And again, Flo, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Katie Mack. Hey, Katie. Welcome.
Hi, Katie. Hi, girlfriend.
Good to see you. And Garrett, Captain Akron. Welcome. It is the Mickey Bunch. It's the Mickey Bunch and James Ryan and the Hitchhiking Bones. It's the Hitchhiker and the Redhead. And the consummate gentleman, James
and
Ryan.
the attorney, just to keep us all legal.
To keep us in line, we had to have James.
We start talking about flannel.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's keeping them
Brian.
two in line. If I build my regular rate, I could retire in 3 weeks.
Well, it's Kelly. Yeah, the more we're together, Kelly, I think the more dangerous this thing gets because I think if we had any time to spend together, we could really get into some trouble.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Dave, welcome. So good to see everybody. Thanks for being here, Jonathan. John,
James, will you come
in.
and give us bail money?
Daniel.
That's all I'm good for, apparently, bail money.
Oh, that's an ask. Space Mountain Dave Cantrell, welcome. Garrett, it's so good to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
What a wonderful turnout of really cool people.
Oh, my goodness. And Nicole, you're still here. Hang in there, sweetheart.
Catherine Wilby. Hi, Catherine.
Stacy, Daniel. My goodness, you guys are just talking, and I am so far
All
behind
the cool
chat.
kids are here.
Well, and we got our
That's
favorite
great. Katie.
Hi, Kevin.
our favorite
Damn,
fireman,
Scale.
Tracy Glenn.
Hi, Kristen. Dave. Oh, hi,
Welcome.
Tracy.
Oh, Tracy. Hey, Tracy. Look how far behind I
Tell
am. in the
Kenzie
chat.
I said hi, and Billy.
I am so glad, Tracy, that you guys had such a good trip to Walt Disney World. That meetup, for those of you who don't know, our community had kind of a milestone event. Our dear friend Pete McDevitt's show returned to Walt Disney World for the first time since his illness and subsequent rehabilitation. He's still undergoing rehabilitation. He returned to Walt Disney World, and because he was there, so many of our members of our community went to Disney World to support Pete and to let him know how much we love him, and had this huge meetup. It was like a big family reunion at down on the boardwalk, and so that it was wonderful. And Tracy, I know y'all had a great time. Y'all had a good trip home, I trust. Amy is also.
Amy's home, yep. Or Amy had a flight delay, but she's back. Amy is absolutely wonderful. I love Amy. I do. Just a wonderful streamer, wonderful community member.
Oh, yeah.
Former cast member.
Yep. Dynamite.
Former CM. Absolutely. Welcome in, guys. So glad y'all are here. Again, William is not here because he is at Walt Disney World this week.
And Dawn, I made a list like William usually does.
Oh, that's so fantastic, James.
So I can pinch hit at the end and thank everybody who came.
Well, James is going to read the roster.
Hi, Brian.
Thanks so much. Yeah, so they are there and really enjoyed. They went for guys. I'm sorry. I have some hot tea. My voice may go on me. Yeah, I may have to
have a little Powerade or something.
Tag team it. I've got hot tea here. I'm hoping that'll get me through. But anyway. Katie ran into Pete at Hollywood Studios on Saturday. Aw, well, wonderful.
Good job, Katie.
Wonderful. That is.
Love Katie.
Absolutely.
So,
hey, Brian's West Coast Disney Adventure. Big Brian.
John, you're on it, right, buddy?
Hey, Brian.
Brian's in the house.
Yeah.
He's a Disneylander guy.
We have.
He is the Disneylander guy, kind of.
Yeah. Now, Kelly. You've been on Hitchhiker Chat before, James. You've been on Hitchhiker Chat before.
Mm-hmm.
It occurs to me. Oh, hey, Kenneth, welcome.
Hey, Kenneth.
Welcome. Oh, thanks so much.
Kenneth.
Appreciate that. James, I have never asked you this question before. I don't think I know. I've asked Kelly.
I was always this handsome. I get that question a lot.
Well, see that I don't have that question anymore. I'll have to go to question B. So here's the second question that I have for you, because that clears that up.
Sure.
Because that was obviously what was on my mind first. Which park do you consider your home park? Now, Kelly, I know you consider Disneyland to be your home park. At downscale. Which park did you consider? You know, we all kind of gravitate to one park or the other, maybe because of where we were taken as a child or what have you. Which one do you consider your home park?
In 1967, I made my first Disney trip. And by giving you that year, I've given you my home park.
That's true.
Disneyland Park,
Yeah.
regardless of my Eastern residence, has always been my home park.
Aw.
And when I was that precocious 9-year-old, the greatest thing I had ever achieved was making the height so
Hey,
I could
Brian.
ride the Matterhorn that year. And whenever I go,
Hi,
Oh,
Brian K.
how fun.
I ride the Matterhorn first.
I love
Aw,
that.
That
I
is
love that.
wonderful. That is so great. Now, see, I've never heard you tell that story before. So,
Well, no
You
one's
know,
asked, but thank you for asking. That's very nice. of you.
we always, I mean, we spend a lot of time together, and sometimes we just, we forget to ask each other questions, or we think we've heard it all before or whatever, because we have, we get to know each other. But it's great to, to try, think of things that we don't know about each other, that we haven't discussed before. So that's really cool.
But that is my
So-
home park.
He has some fantastic stories about going to the World's Fair when they debuted It's a Small World and the People Movers.
Oh, shut
and,
the front door.
Seriously.
You did not.
Yeah.
Yes.
I grew up in New York City, and my dad,
Right.
my late father, was a New York City firefighter.
Mhm.
So he worked nearby. It was then Idlewild, later became LaGuardia Airport. That was his command. And we got to go to the World's Fair a lot because they needed firemen in
Right.
attendance. And I
Right.
remember
Thank you
there
for
was
that.
stunning
Thank
things
you.
at that fair. And one of the most talked about was UNICEF's exhibit that was developed by Webb, Walt Disney's company, It's a Small World. And the line used to go for miles around Fresh Meadows Park to go into It's a Small World. And then the Carousel of Progress was the big talk of the place.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So are you telling me that you attended that World's Fair?
Several times between 1964 and 65 as a 6
Oh
and
my
7-year-old.
gosh, James. Why have we not discussed this before?
Yeah.
Man.
And it's really
That is-
fun. I didn't get to revisit It's a Small World until very recently.
Mhm.
Kelly and I were together, and we were in Disneyland, and I said, I haven't been on Small World. And I got almost misty-eyed nostalgic because, number one, it's better than the one in Disney World. Not that
It
that was
is.
bad.
It totally is.
It's apples and
It is.
completely like
But
It is.
the last
Yeah.
time I was on that ride, I was 7 years old, and lo, about 55 years had passed, and I was on it again, and I was still thrilled.
Oh, Mama. Excuse me, James. I wanted to say hello to Mama is in here. Aw, it's
Hey,
so
mine
great to
is in the
see you.
mouse.
Thanks.
Great.
Thanks so
Another
much.
great
Hi,
streaming.
Bone.
Thanks. So we've been thinking about
Hi,
you.
Bone. I miss you.
We've been thinking about you. I'll talk to you soon. Hope you're doing okay. We'll get caught up. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you popping in. So, well, James, now, obviously, It's a Small World and Carousel of Progress. Now, Carousel of Progress, guys, is one of my favorites. I love the fact that Carousel of Progress is still at Walt Disney World and that the People Mover is still at Walt Disney World. And both of those are no longer at Disneyland.
Right.
But Carousel of Progress is such a special ride. And you really don't, people who don't know the history of Carousel of Progress, I don't think can really appreciate that ride, because it was one.
Okay, just go ahead and take me out now.
What? What? What?
Go ahead.
Kelly is
What?
no big fan of Carousel of
Oh,
Progress.
Kelly. Okay. Well, there had to be
So
something we
explain,
disagreed on.
teach me.
There had to be something we disagreed on. Carousel of Progress was Walt's. It came straight out of his head.
Right.
He was always very forward thinking, and he thought, wouldn't it be cool for the 1964 World's Fair, which he saw as a huge opportunity for Disney, to participate in that. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it the 1964 World's Fair that I believe that he actually called Mary Blair back to work for Disney
That's
for
right.
that,
That's
for
right.
It's a Small World.
And they signed a contract with General Electric to do Carousel of Progress
Yes,
because
yes,
it extolled the virtues of electricity as the 20th
it did.
century rolled forward.
It did. It did. See, I love this history. Mary Blair had left Disney. She actually did several little golden books that are still in print today. She
Yep.
also worked with the Rockettes in New York City and designed a lot of their leaflets and pamphlets and things like that, which I love. I love that connection. But when Walt had this idea, he heard about the 1964 World's Fair, thought, okay, this is a huge opportunity, had the idea for It's a Small World and Carousel of Progress, and he wooed Mary Blair, who is my favorite Imagineer, and it's hard to pick because there's so many great ones. I do too, Katie. I totally love Mary Blair. I'm a huge fan. He called her and said, "Hey, I need your help. I have this idea for this attraction at the 1964 World's Fair," and that's why Mary Blair returned to Disney after kind of a hiatus that she had taken.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So-
love the artwork and that facade at Disneyland of It's a Small World. That it's just the layers and it's just so beautiful. So
It
beautiful.
is.
And keep in mind, it was developed for UNICEF, which was a division of the United Nations.
Yes.
It was the
Yes.
middle of 60s before the 60s became turbulent. And it was a time when we thought that nations would get together and that
Yes.
there would be bridges between them. And it would start with young people. And it was a celebration of youth. It was a celebration of UNICEF. And it was aimed at the common good of all mankind around the globe. I mean, inspirationally, there is nothing that can beat the dream that is Small World.
Well, I completely agree, and I love It's a Small World, obviously, because it's a small world from the outside, the design of the facade, the colors, the color combinations it's all consummate Mary Blair. The kids, all the children inside, it's all Mary Blair, and she actually was part of Walt's entourage that did that tour of Southeast Asia at the president's request to try and strengthen the Allies' position, because they knew I'm backing up now to World War II, to try and strengthen the Allies' position. The president sent Walt, and I forget how many Imagineers went on that trip. Lillian also accompanied them, several Imagineers. They did a tour, like a couple of months, if I'm not mistaken, James.
Yeah,
a
it
tour
sure was.
of Southeast Asia. And from that Southeast Asia tour, Mary Blair's work from then on continued to reflect. She used a lot of children. She used a lot of Southwest, or West looking elements, I guess, in her artwork.
Bye, Ivo.
And so, thank you so much, Ivo. Thanks so much for popping in. I appreciate it. But at any rate, she did work on Carousel of Progress. She did work on It's a Small World. Now with Carousel of Progress, I have to convert you to a Carousel of Progress person. Carousel of Progress, I love, because to me, Carousel of Progress it's a representation, if you will, of Walt's whole social ideas. He loved the idea of taking an American family and following them all the way through, through several decades. Granted, that last scene, some of it probably does need to be updated just a little bit. I don't want him to mess with it too much, but that final scene probably does need to be updated a little bit. But Carousel of Progress is Walt's straight out of his head. And
It is.
so I love Uncle Orville. I love that Uncle Orville's voice. Uncle Orville is voiced by the immortal and easily recognizable Mel Blanc. And and it was actually some of the only voice work that Mel Blanc ever did for Disney. And
Yeah.
I hate that. I wish he had done more. But yeah, no privacy around here at all is Mel Blanc. So
And Dawn, keep in mind that people who don't necessarily appreciate Carousel of Progress now, I think it's easier if you view it in a historic context.
oh yes,
In 1964 and 65, when
I
it
agree,
premiered at the
downscale.
World's Fair, no one had seen human animatronics. You couldn't see people that could
Yes.
robotically speak. You couldn't see Mr. Lincoln, who was also there. I mean, it was just stunning.
That's right.
Now that's amazing.
That's, James, that's right.
that was-
I remember being that young and saying, that guy's really talking the Gettysburg Address.
Oh my goodness.
And then you go into Carousel of Progress and you watch this family sort of grow up.
Right.
Now,
Oh, my
today we live in a
goodness.
CGI world where everything is mass produced. It's done
Right.
on a screen and then sort of forced into the movies.
That's
These
true.
people were doing it in 3D for a live
That's right.
audience with animatronics.
exactly.
And my friend Downscale is in the chat. I'm sure he'll tell you it was a substantial achievement for its time. And I think it stands the test of time.
Oh, it absolutely does, James. Now, think about
Put that in your flannel shirt, Kelly.
I think what really I enjoy it, sort of, whatever. But that end scene is like so bad. It's so bad. It's like it ends in the future, but they're all wearing like clothes from the 80s.
Well, it was the 80s when it was the 80s when they did the scene, I think. But yeah, the
And
end
not a
scene
single
probably does.
person is wearing flannel, James
Needs
Ryan.
to
They
be.
need to incorporate it.
Guys,
Hi,
we were talking
Sebastian
about
the crab.
flannel
Hi,
in
Jeanette.
the green room. We have to set aside a little bit of time towards the end of the stream to discuss flannel.
And don't worry, man, I will hold up our end.
But yeah, Carousel of Progress. Again, I love it. I love the progression. I love the song is fantastic. Oh my goodness. It's Sherman Brothers, right?
Yes, it is.
Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow is Sherman Brothers. Consummate Sherman Brothers.
As is It's a Small World. They wrote them both.
As is It's a Small World. They absolutely did. They wrote both of them. Now I'm here, and there's another. People get on It's a Small World. Everybody's like, whining and griping, complaining about, that I don't want to write it because the song will get into my head. Here's my thing: if you love It's a Small World, that's okay.
Do you know, though, you only hear people that are Disney Worlders complain about the song. You really don't hear Disneylanders complain very much because it's a longer ride at Disneyland. It's
That's
more
true.
layered at Disneyland. So I'm just saying that. But yes, I love that song. I mean, it's so happy.
Oh, I do too.
Hey,
I do
Team
too.
Snag and
And-
Whiskers.
And Sebastian
Welcome
the
in,
Crab.
Team Snack and Whiskers. Welcome in. Good to see you. Have I missed? Oh my goodness, have I fallen behind in chat? Patty G.
There's so many cool
Patty G.
kids here.
Welcome.
Hi,
Debbie
Patty G.
Burfield. Debbie
Oh,
Burfield.
Debbie.
Sebastian the Crab. Welcome. If I have missed you in
Jeanette.
chat, I'm sorry. You guys,
What a lovely group. All the cool kids came tonight. That's
Thanks
pretty
It
nice.
so
is true. We're
much.
sitting at the cool kids table in the cafeteria like in high school.
Okay, downscale. Downscale's complaining. Are you a Walt Disney Worlder? that may be the small world, yeah. Anyway, I love that
Monarch moments gets me. They get me.
yes, absolutely. Me too. I love the 19 let me just see if I can put my thoughts together here in some kind of intelligible form. I love the 1964 World's Fair and the idea that Walt saw that as such an opportunity, guys, um, to put his ideas forward. Again, the animatronics got the people who saw the Abraham Lincoln animatronic for the first time did not believe it was animatronic.
No,
They thought it was an
actor.
actor.
Yep.
They absolutely some of them did not believe it was an animatronic. And it's like you said, James. Think about how innovative that was at that time. We're talking about the 60s, guys.
Absolutely.
I love all the animatronics. I just think, I would much rather see animatronic than a screen. I just love them.
Me too.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you, best animatronics in Walt Disney World right now. Hondo Onaka at Smuggler's Run.
Great.
The only reason to ride Navi River Journey is the animatronic of the shaman.
Acting it out for you.
That's gosh. I mean, if all you want to do is get out of is get into a little air conditioning and see that shaman animatronic, she's totally amazing. What other animatronics are good?
Well, I think all of Pirates of the Caribbean is good.
All the pirates.
Oh my goodness! And at Disneyland, the Hatbox Ghost. I mean, come on now, that thing's amazing.
Yeah. Well, and this here's the thing. I don't know. Kelly, we're talking about Disney, Disney history, and that's why I love to talk about the Imagineering side of it so much, because Walt Disney had so many ideas that he had an idea, and then his Imagineers had to figure out how to make it happen because the technology didn't exist. Right?
And can I just shout out Brian? I'm with you. I love America's Themes.
Yes.
Yeah, greater than.
Oh, the dog, Catherine. Exactly. The dog. Yeah.
Yes, love the dog. And he's still not giving up the keys.
And
he's not.
And I think our ebullient enthusiasm should lead those who have not been out to Disneyland, who have been
good one, Candy Tink,
mostly on the East Coast. You should make it a point to make the pilgrimage to Disneyland and see where it all started.
Absolutely.
I think it's worth your time. People say, "Oh, it's a 5-hour flight." Come on, folks. You invest 24 hours a year in foolishness on Netflix. You can take a 5-hour flight and visit history.
There you go. And I love to fly, so being on a plane for 5 hours is not an issue for me.
And when you get there, I think you'll see why we're enthusiastic and designated as our home park. And I think you'll see some of the history. And let's face it, you're walking where Walt walked.
Yes. It's true. Disneyland, and of course, Garrett is extending the welcome mats always out at Disneyland for Garrett because they live in California and love Disneyland. Okay, so Kelly, we will talk more about Carousel of Progress because I've have to. I want you to love Carousel of Progress as much as I do. So, okay, Kelly. If I can give Ginny Plus a chance, you can give Carousel.
Okay. Has James been teaching you, his lawyering ways of your?
Well, my mother was pretty shrewd. She probably could have been a New York lawyer herself. So James is merely reinforcing what my mom taught me.
Both Brian and Monarch Moments have made nice comments about people coming to California and their willingness to meet them. I have found that the Californians have a special pride and relationship with Disneyland.
I knew that was coming,
They
Tina.
And they really are anxious to meet you. PTV has extended invitations to us. We've talked to
Yes.
Brian. It's wonderful that they take almost a natural pride in the park. They believe
Oh,
it's
yes.
their home park, and they are
That's true.
anxious to show it to you
That's very
and
true.
make you feel welcome.
That's true. It is like hey, come on over to my
Right.
hometown. You
Right.
know,
Oh, yeah.
Disneyland's
Oh,
like
yeah.
your hometown, you know, and so I love that.
is.
I love that, James.
There is. I agree 100%, James. There is a Californians have a very personal relationship with Disneyland.
Yes, they do.
They take a lot of pride in Disneyland because it's unique, is it not?
It is.
It's yes. There are other. I mean, yes. There's Florida. There's Hong Kong, Shanghai, Disneyland, Paris. There are other Disney parks, but in my humble opinion, none of them really can evoke the emotion that Disneyland can. A lot of that is because of Kelly. You've been doing the series Disneyland for Beginners on your channel. Fantastic, guys. If y'all want to go, please go over to Kelly's channel, check out that series, because we broke it down by areas of the park, food, everything that we could possibly think of, even a lot of the history of the different lands we covered. So there's so much there. There's just so much there. Every rock, every tree literally has a story. They don't do anything in Disneyland without a reason. So
everything
it's
means something.
It does.
Every square inch is important. It means
does.
something.
Yes.
And that's, I mean, it's and I think that does with that emotional connection. It's it's a love, like your great love is Disneyland.
Yeah.
And there's elements that are just unique. Now, if you go in, and I love the hub at Disney World, I think it's terrific. You've got this spoked off panoply of choices about what to do. Well, there's also a hub in Disneyland, but it's vernal. There are trees. There's real green.
Oh, yes.
It is
love the trees.
Decorated with flowers.
Yes.
It is absolutely breathtaking.
It's a botanical garden.
If you have ever, followed the concept of feng shui and the balance of nature and development, boy, it is Disneyland. And in Disney World, you've certainly got this large flat plateau that you march across, but it is not nearly as intimate. And I think the intimacy comes from the trees, the green, the beauty around it.
It does. And one reason I love that, James, is because I am a hillbilly. I was born on the mountain. We have trees. I love the landscape in Disney. I love the shade and there in a lot of places there's a canopy, over the walkway of trees. It's lush, it's gorgeous, and I love that. And that's not, that I understand. Walt Disney World is a lot bigger. And I think maybe a lot of the reason they don't have more trees at Walt Disney World is there's the cleaning, just keeping it clean, in the fall when all the trees fall and what have you. I think a lot of the reason they don't have all those trees is just utilitarian. Because,
cost saving.
Exactly.
Honestly.
But I wish they did.
Disneyland uses that vegetation, and each land has its own unique trees that fit into the theme of that land. But they really use it at Disneyland so that when you're in Adventureland, you don't see Tomorrowland. You don't see the castle. You don't see. You are in Adventureland.
All by design.
When you're in New Orleans, you're with magnolia trees, and you're in New Orleans. So it's really a way to kind of make sure that each land you're living that fantasy. You're immersed in there.
Right. And Walt was very
Yes,
big
Brian.
on yeah. Yeah, Tina, the hurricanes. Yeah, the hurricanes in Florida
Yes, they
probably,
do. That's a good point,
affect
Tina.
that too. And I hadn't thought of that, Tina.
Leave
But
it to Tina to come right to the point. All
oh
right.
yeah.
Well,
Oh
I
yeah.
love
Tina and I are
that
going to
one.
have a battle of the parks one day, as much as I love her, over a donut.
Well,
Chuck and I can referee.
okay, so I need to live stream this. So oh man. But yeah, it's Walt was really big on positioning things in the park. Look at the genius, guys, in the whole spoke, the whole the hub with
The
with
hub.
the centerpiece castle and the spokes going into the different worlds. He and that's one reason too that the train station sits up a little higher.
Yep.
Because he wanted you to see that train station be okay, wowed by the train station. Okay, but you can't see the castle yet, right?
Right.
Can't see the castle
Right.
yet. So you kind of go down a little bit under the tunnels with the beautiful sign,
Well, if
here
I
you leave
can just
today.
interject, because this is something I just love, is Walt was a movie maker.
Yes.
So when he went to build his park, he wanted you to get that same theater experience.
Right.
So as you go through the turnstile, it's just like in the old days when you would get your ticket and you would go into the movie theater, but you don't see the movie yet.
It's
And
true.
you go through those
Very true.
tunnels on either side of the train station, and there's the attraction posters.
Yeah, I love
Just
that.
like when you go to a movie theater and you see the attractions of the movies, the coming attractions.
Yeah.
And then it isn't until you come in and you see that main street that you get to see the castle. But
Right.
then you go off to the others to see the other parts of that movie that aren't seen right at the beginning. So
And then-
I love it.
And as a reward, you get Main Street.
Yes.
I mean, everyone loves Main
It's like
Street.
a reveal, James,
Well,
when you come,
it is.
when you come up, on either side, you come, from under the tunnels and
Which
you
tunnel
walk to
do
the
you
cen-
always go through? Right or left?
I don't have I honestly like both. I don't have a tradition on that. I really don't. A lot of people do. I don't. Now, once I get inside, okay, so I'm standing, at the hub. Which way do you go? Right or left?
Oh, we go left.
Always left.
Left.
There you go.
Left. That's the
Left.
only correct answer. You
Do you
gotta
know
go
why?
left.
Do you know why I go left?
To get to the haunted mansion.
To get to the haunted mansion. Because you used to be able, in Walt Disney World, you used to be able to hear the howling dog. Remember?
Yep.
You used to be able to hear the howling dog from the hub.
But
The haunted mansion. You did.
Yeah.
And I would stop and listen, and I would hear the dog, and off I'd go.
Aww.
I remember. Now
love
they
that.
don't, you can't hear it anymore. They turned him down. They actually reduced his volume. I saw some kind of a Disney special where they actually reduced the volume of the conservatory dog. But yeah, I used to, when I walked in, that's the first thing I did was I listened for the dog. And because obviously I love the Haunted Mansion. I've always been totally captivated by the Haunted Mansion. The story of the Haunted Mansion is incredible. That it turned out like it did, and as well as it did, with as many Imagineers as stirred that soup, is incredible. Now Steve Garrett says they go both directions. So yeah. So which way in the chat, guys? Which way do y'all go? Okay,
Yeah,
Dave says he goes right. Okay, so Space Mountain Dave.
Well, I
Space
believe
Mountain.
that, Dave.
Right.
You're going
I mean,
to
it goes right for
Tomorrowland.
Space Mountain. It goes for Tomorrow.
So you're going to your right, and I'm going to mine.
That's
Well,
now,
James, you mentioned the Main Street and how everyone loves it. When I go back to Walt's movie making kind of copying for the park, the credits, the opening credits are the windows.
it. Right.
where, so I love that.
Yes, yes.
I think Main Street, though, it's just, particularly in Disneyland, it's not only nostalgic, it's part of our national narrative, and that's why I think it endures as Main Street, no matter what you
I
say. And
agree.
I'm from a big city. I'm a Wall Streeter. Main Street will always beat Wall Street every time because that's where all the living, dying, working, and fun in America takes place,
Preach
in small
on.
towns on Main Street. And I
Yeah.
think Walt's particular experience in Missouri and the way he
Mhm.
brought it as our
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of funnel into the worlds that he would have us see,
Right.
I always make it an enjoyable time. Well, you shouldn't rush down Main Street to get to an attraction. Savor it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
All those details.
read the
Mhm.
windows, guys. Read the names on those windows because every one of the names on the windows in the buildings there in
Hi, Anna.
Main Street, those are Imagineers. Those are people who have Disney legends in most cases, who have had a great deal of impact on the company and the history of the company. Again, a lot of times they are Imagineers, and it's just it's just so interesting to take in all those details. Kelly, I think I could spend the whole day on Main Street without even going in to ride the rides. If I had
I know
a pass,
I
if I had a
love
pass, oh yeah,
Yes, yes. I know many a time before I started working at Disney, Taylor would, I had an annual pass at Disney World, and Taylor would be like, oh, you got to go pick up this pin. So I would go and
right.
just shop and eat and spend, all my time on Main Street or go sit
yeah.
in Frontierland in one of those rocking chairs.
Oh yeah, the poached potatoes. Yeah,
I love that. Just people watch. So yes, absolutely.
The poached potatoes. I have the very first. We have had our channel now for a little over 2 years, and the very first video that I put up on my channel. Y'all, please go watch it. Go all the way back to the beginning and watch this video for me because I don't think it gets enough love.
Hi, Jim.
It is hey Jim, welcome. It is it's one of the Main Street vehicles, and when we walked into Disneyland, it was my husband's first time. He'd never been to Disneyland. We went in 2019, thank God, before the blip, and they had Walt's fire truck sitting there. And those, of course, transport you, drive down Main Street all the way to Sleeping Beauty Castle. Coincidentally enough, Sleeping Beauty is also my favorite princess. But
Aurora's
so yeah,
I love how you go in the castle and do all Sleeping Beauty story. Oh, I love that.
I do too. You can't actually walk in and it tells the story of Sleeping Beauty. But that first video, and don't judge, guys, it's kind of rough. It's a good video. It just has no bells and whistles. But it's when I want to smile, I go watch that video because it's our ride all the way down our CM who was driving that morning. His name was Stephen. I still remember him. He was wonderful. I would love to know if he's still there. But he said that, and I was sitting directly behind him and to his left. He told me that's where Walt sat when Walt drove through the park in the mornings just to check things out and start the day. That's where he sat. He said, you are actually sitting where Walt Disney sat, when he wrote in this vehicle. So that was very, very special. So my filming angle is from Walt's vantage point.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So at any rate, that is and I'm sorry about my voice, guys. I'm getting old.
Have a sip. Kelly, tell us about what used to be on Main Street before they changed it over. There used to be some interesting shops there, didn't there?
Oh, yes, yes. And they didn't sell flannel. There was
They did
a
not.
lingerie shop
There
on
was.
Main Street in
There was.
Disneyland. So, you could get I'm going to use a term my mother used to say, your brassiere
Yeah, yeah.
at Disneyland.
Oh, there's the whole word. Yeah, the whole word. It's rarely used anymore. You could. Is that incredible?
Yeah, right next to the smoke shop where you
That's
could,
right.
get a cigar or a
That's right.
cigarettes.
That's,
God bless
Um,
him. God bless him.
we've said
get
this
some
before, Kelly.
stockings, get some cigars. I mean, it's all good on Main Street.
Walt, guys, Walt was a man's man. Kelly, we have said this. Walt Disney was a patriotic man's man.
Yes, he was.
He smoked. Not that I'm endorsing that necessarily, but I think, it's not healthy for you. But he did smoke. He didn't mind having a little scotch at the end of the day. He was, excuse me, he just was kind of a typical man from that time period.
Right. When men didn't use lotion on their hands, we didn't use hair product. When the very notion of being feminine was anathema, we were men.
Oh,
We were
yes.
taught to be
Yes.
gentlemen, but we
It
were
was a
still
different
men.
time. That's
Yep.
And
right.
Brian says
James.
he got his first double barrel slingshot as a kid at Disneyland. Now, Disneyland actually sold slingshots and these like cap gun rifles. They were made out of metal. I mean, just as like 2015. Because
And when you went on the riverboat, Indians burned the settlers' cabin to the ground.
that's right.
It was
a different time.
I have a tremendous respect for Native Americans, but that was originally the premise.
Yes,
and we changed that pretty quick, but
yeah, and not that long ago, exactly, Jonathan. It was.
Oh goodness, I didn't catch that, Brian. He wasn't talking about the slingshot.
Oh,
he was talking about a brassiere.
Oh my God!
I use that term all the time now.
I have not known that for very long. That there was a ladies' underwear originally.
Can you just imagine how you go ride the teacups? I'm going to go get some D cups of my own.
Tis our dream, Angela and Jeff are here.
It's good to see
Angela.
I'm certainly behind any move to restore the lingerie shop along Main Street.
Would you actually become a fan of shopping?
I usually stand out on the sidewalk as Kelly goes in for hours. But with a little enticement and a little male judgment in the lingerie shop, we could probably accomplish some purchasing.
I bet you.
But I digress.
I bet you we could. There are so many things about Disneyland, and I think it's all of those factors, the history, just the love of Disney and what he created there in California. And I think that's why Californians feel so personal, have such a personal attachment to Disneyland. I really do.
There's also, Kelly and I were there very recently, and it was dusk. It was getting dark. And shame on me, I had never spent any time looking at the window displays along Main Street.
Yeah.
Oh, and Disneyland, they're off the hook. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And Kelly stopped with her camera and started. She said, "If you don't mind, I'm going to just stop for a moment." And as I watched the intricacy of those windows, I was like,
"Oh, yeah,
there's absolute genius here in miniature." I mean, it's fascinating. As we went further along, we were back, near the flag stand, and we both looked up and saw the light in Walt's window. And Kelly got all misty-eyed, and it was just, Kelly's been to that park 100 times.
I always do.
Me too.
I do. I always do. I always, when you walk in, guys, and this doesn't happen at Walt Disney World. You walk in and you look over to the left, and there's the fire station, and Walt and Lillian's apartment above the fire station. There's a lamp there.
Green hurricane lamp.
Yeah.
They keep it burning all the time. When Walt and Lillian were there, that's how the cast members knew that Walt was in the park, is because they had
They
the
would
light
light
on.
the light, so all the cast members knew.
So that they
They
would
would snap
know
through.
that he was there. That's right. And so now it stays lit all the time. The only time they change it out is for a small Christmas tree at Christmas time. But it is, when you look up at that window, and I just stood there and cried. Because I had not been, when my husband and I went in 2019, I had not been since I was 13,
Okay.
I think. I'd have to figure out the year. And you look, and it just, it really hits you, that history, and it just, Walt Disney is just responsible for bringing so much happiness into the world. I mean, he, the man's been dead for several decades now, and yet look at the gift that my grandson is in the park for the first time right this minute, guys. And I took my granddaughter, this past April.
We had the best time.
And
she's amazing.
So yes, and she loved it, Kelly. Thanks, I appreciate that.
When she reached out for my hand with her little hand, and her
Listen,
and I were going over to the soap shop.
Me too. I haven't held a 6-year-old kid's hand in a long time. But my heart was as big as Kansas, for God's sake.
She's sweet.
Great kid.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that those connections, we're still passing those down to, now I'm passing them to my grandchildren. William is passing it to his son,
Right.
So Disney, and this is why, we're all kind of up in arms at some of the latest developments, is because Disney is not just a theme park. It's not.
No.
It's not. Walt didn't intend for it to be just a theme park, guys. Walt poured his heart and soul, every bit of imagination, every bit of.
I'll take him, Garrett.
He is. Yeah, he is.
I would take Gabe in a minute. He's a great little kid.
Yeah, he is having his first visit into that park, and has given the world, not just the United States, but has given the world this amazing gift of happiness. Happiest place on earth. Well, I think that is completely accurate. Right. And of course, Walt Disney World is the most magical place on earth. So, that, and that's why we love them so much. That's why we love them.
We do.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hi,
Jillian.
Oh,
Hello.
Jillian.
They can see you. We're live.
Merry Christmas.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we can. Nice Christmas shirt, Jillian.
Yay. So from the Christmas party, guys.
I can't hear them.
William and Jillian
Yeah, I
are
can't hear
popping in from
I
the
will.
Christmas party.
Let me try and
Hey,
flip this
William.
around.
Can you hear me? Oh my
Camera.
goodness.
Oh, this
Look
is
at us.
awesome.
Look at us at the Christmas party.
Hey,
Hey, William. Hey, Jillian.
it is so great to see you guys. We were just talking about you. Can you
Nice
hear us?
Santa hat.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Will. Hey, Jillian.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
We can't hear you. But that's
Oh,
okay, because we just wanted to pop on and say hello.
Hello.
We're having a great time so far.
Good.
Good.
I hope you've had a really good time talking about Disneyland.
We did.
We have. We've had an amazing time.
There we go.
Oh, can you not hear us?
Get you flipped back around. I'm sure you'd much rather see the park than me. So let me get you turned back around
I
real
want to
quick.
see Wyatt.
I
He's
apologize
there.
in advance for the copyright claim that's impending
Oh.
before the stream even ends.
It's all right. I'll defend you, Will.
But it's
I got
worth
you.
it. to get a chance to look at the castle.
This is
Aw.
awesome.
Wish I could zoom in.
Nice.
Help, the gimbal's in the
Oh
shot.
my
That's
goodness.
my bad. Let's scoot that over a little bit.
How cool.
That's all right. Thanks for bringing it to us, Bill.
Yeah, we're here at the
Walk towards
Christmas
the
party.
castle. Can you walk
So
towards the castle?
I can't hear, like I said, I can't hear a word of what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
But
Hey, text
all the
Jillian.
stuff we've done so far. So Wyatt, we watched Enchantment, and
Nice.
Wyatt wanted to go and ride TTA. And so what Wyatt wants, Wyatt gets. And
Aw.
Right.
As it
so
should be.
we went and did the TTA, and then we went straight from the TTA over to Buzz Lightyear's Ranger Spin, at which the ride stopped. And so therefore I had time to get the Galactic Hero score. So that was awesome.
Oh, yay.
So I maxed out the score, and which was really cool. And then we went from that to the laugh floor, which if you go to the Christmas party, you have to do the laugh floor because it is so stinking funny and it's Christmas themed. Oh, go. Okay. All right. Let me walk towards the castle. The fireworks are actually coming here in a little bit. So that's why we're kind of hanging out, kind of staked out a spot. We went with the traditional Bone family positioning in regards to
we have a spot. We do have
in
a spot.
regards to the castle and fireworks show. Thankfully,
Sure.
It's not too packed here in the hub yet, but that looks like my gimbal gave out on me a second ago. That looks like I think the phone's a little bit off centered, but so we did the laugh floor. It was absolutely hilarious, very funny. Again, if you come to the very Merriest after hours, you have to do the laugh floor because it's themed and very funny. After that, we made it back just in time, and this sweet family. Their little one was knocked out, so they were sleeping, snoozing real hard on the Instead, they're in their stroller. Wyatt's still up. He's hanging in there. But anyway, they said ours is out. Would you want to slide in here in front of us, and we can move to the side of you? So he's got a better frame of view. So they're still nice, wonderful, thoughtful people out there. But anyway, so we got to watch the Christmas party. It was wonderful. All the sights, all the smells, all the sounds. The songs are so much fun, and floats are amazing too. But so did that, and then went over to Casey's and mobile ordered some hot dogs.
Hate mobile.
And enjoying those. So we knocked those out, and then we realized, oh man, it is only like 25-ish minutes to the fireworks show, and so we're like, well, let's go ahead and scramble over to get a good spot for the fireworks. So that's where we are currently. Just got it staked out. Sorry for the up and down motion on here, but we've got a spot hanging out in the hub, ready for the fireworks. So go ahead and record that. I cleared out a bunch of space on my phone earlier to make sure to get this. But there's a giant stage over here around the partner statue. You can't really see it from here, but there's a big stage around it, and actually pretty elevated. Like it's just below Walt and Mickey there. I don't think I can zoom in. Let's see. No, I can't
We'll
zoom
be
in.
filming the
But,
cast.
Man, I'm all over the place. Sorry. Let's see if I can.
The
I get my gimbal
ABC
working again?
special.
All right, here we go. Maybe I gotta scoot over a little bit. But yeah, so we were having a blast. Like I said, it's about 13 minutes to showtime. So we were looking forward to that, but we've had a great trip so far. Obviously very different, taking a little one to the parks for the first time, but we've had a great time, all things considered. Really enjoyed tonight. Any parents that are looking to take kids to Disney for the first time, especially little ones, you got to go get a nap. You got to get a nap. Made all the difference in the world today compared to whatever we took the first couple of days. So anyway, we've had a blast today. Had Animal Kingdom earlier today, Magic Kingdom the last 2 days, and so tomorrow's a rest day for us. And then we got Hollywood Studios and Epcot, and then we'll be coming back home on the Tragical Express. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and walk back over to Jillian real quick, and then we will sign off. And
Thank you,
we'll turn
Will.
it back over to y'all to talk about Disneyland. But yeah, I wish I could hear you all. But
Well,
I'll catch
when
y'all
you get
later
back
on.
and watch the stream,
There's
thank
Jillian
you, Will.
waving hi and bye. Jillian says hurry back. When I get
You
you
have a
flipped around,
great
I'll say
time.
bye to you as well. Here we go facing front. Here we go. All right. So, bye everybody.
Bye,
Y'all have
Will.
fun talking about Disneyland, and keep an eye out for more content on the channel. Y'all have a great night. Talk to y'all later on. Y'all have fun.
You
There's
too, Will.
Jillian.
Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye.
Bye.
That was so cool. My goodness.
Wow, that's
Aw,
nice.
well, I'm really glad they got to pop in there.
That is good. That is
So,
good. That's nice.
Yeah.
And you got to see your family there, Dawn. And I know if you had your druthers, you'd be there alongside them. But
That's true. I'm babysitting the grand cat and the grand dog. So yeah.
Well,
but yeah, so
we
that
all
was
take
great.
our turns.
Yeah. So and we'll go as a family later on, but they really wanted to go,
Sure.
for Wyatt's first time, they wanted
So
to go
nice.
as a family. So yeah, so that was just I'm glad they were. William said he was going to try to pop in, and I'm glad
That was so cool.
yeah, that they got to pop in. Now I have heard, guys, that the buzz is, what have y'all heard? That the Christmas fireworks are fantastic. What
Right.
have y'all heard?
I've heard exactly that they're fantastic. They're innovative, that they are projected enhanced, and that they are simply first rate.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I've heard.
exactly what it is.
Well, I've also heard, James, that they, that they are, they kind of evoke the feels that we're after. One of the
That's good.
things
We like the feels.
Well, we like the sentimentality, and that's kind of one of people's main gripes about Enchanted, Enchantment, the fireworks show, is that it's not nostalgic enough. I have heard people say that they cried like a baby over these Christmas fireworks. So we're anxious to see those. If you guys have not seen them, they start in about 10 minutes. And I know that LBV TV is live streaming. And you can also go and look at Resort TV 1 did a live stream last night. They did one. And so the sentimentality, yeah. The sentimentality. Tina says, yes, they're amazing and 100% better than Enchanted.
But, if you really want to see some fun, let me haul us back to Disneyland for a minute. World of Color at the Disneyland complex is simply breathtaking. And please, I didn't see Fantasmic originally. I saw it first in Florida at Hollywood Studios. And then I saw it at Disneyland. And I don't think there's a human who draws breath who doesn't recognize that the Fantasmic at Disneyland is off the hook good.
Well,
a pirate ship. A pirate ship.
Yeah, right.
They do. In
flying.
addition to the Mark Twain, which is, a sister ship to our Liberty Bell here in Walt Disney World, they have the pirate ship, the Columbia.
Right.
And it's so cool.
They have Elizabeth Swann, must be on like a trampoline or something, and she goes 30 feet in the air, kicking her feet, and then she goes down, and then she goes up. Oh, it's so awesome.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's fantastic. Now, the other thing that I want to see so badly, Paint the Night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Paint the Night. Amazing.
Yep. If I could suggest one thing, just one thing. Of course, I've got a lot of suggestions, but if I could just suggest
Disney, if you're listening.
Disney, if you're listening, for the 50th, I wanted a nighttime parade. We need a nighttime parade. Now, the good news is that all indications are they're going to bring back the Main Street Electrical Parade in Disneyland at some point. Oh my gosh, I'm there, guys. If they bring it back, I'm there. We're coming. So I will let you know when we make our plans. But when they announce that, when they make that announcement and the dates, we will be there. I want to see the Main Street Electrical Parade again.
I love the Main Street Electrical Light Parade. They brought it back. I want to say 2017.
Yeah.
They did.
And man, they brought food and treats and merch and all this stuff. And wow, there's nothing like that parade. The music and the lights. That's true. And it's just sort of like a retro, cool. I just love it.
Yeah. And if you heard that too as a child, which I did, excuse me, I am sorry, guys, I'm having trouble with my voice and everything. If you heard that as a child and you saw the Main Street Electrical Parade in your youth or whatever, again, it will I remember the first time I saw that, guys, I even know where I was standing the first time I ever saw the Main Street Electrical Parade. I'd never seen anything like that before.
Right.
I stood there and cried because it was so happy. I did that for Spectral Magic.
Just so happy,
So please, Disney, please bring us a nighttime parade in Walt Disney World. We've been without one for too long. So
I hope you're right, Dawn, but I think my understanding of the abrogation of the parades was a liability issue. And that's going to have to be carefully modulated.
Right.
And I understand that keeping crowds and keeping optics at a good level in the dark is much more challenging than light. So, but I hope so too. Those parades,
they did it for years, James.
I'm wondering, why is it different at Disney World than Disneyland?
Well, there's different standards of liability in both states.
Oh,
probably so.
Good thing we have a lawyer in the house.
So,
I wouldn't have thought of that for sure.
But doesn't Universal do nighttime parades?
I don't believe they do. I believe they do that little parade.
Didn't they do like a Mardi Gras nighttime parade?
Mardi Gras, they did do a nighttime. Yes, they did. And they do really weird things on horror nights. And weird things that are fun. And you can't wear flannel at them.
Oh, well, yeah. Halloween Horror Nights, guys. Mickey's Not So Scary is about as scary as I get.
Me too.
I Halloween Horror Nights. There are some. They're like for example, I don't know if Dave is still in her Adventures by D. I think it was Adventures by D. They put up it was a guy in a mask. I guess it was one of their characters, if you will, in the park for Halloween Horror Nights. And I've had nightmares about that thumbnail.
Oh my goodness. No, seriously, I can't do scary. I can't do scary.
I absolutely love scary things. Chris, the Disney Baker, just joined us. So everyone,
hey, Chris.
polish your glasses.
Welcome. And we're so glad that you were, that it's so good to see you with everybody. The other night, the big get together down at the boardwalk. It was so great to see you.
The best haircut and most clean glasses in all of Disneydom.
Telling you, he's got gray hair and clean glasses. Yes, yes,
you do. Does. You absolutely do. It's true. Well, guys, let's start wrapping it up. I'm so glad to talk with you about Disneyland and some of the reasons why we love Disneyland so much. The meetup, exactly.
Stacy says, can we point out that the Christmas party parade was at night too?
And during Boo Bash, they did a parade as well.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure there's exceptions.
Yeah.
But they're calculated. and there's probably
Oh,
safety
yeah.
measures to go with them.
Maybe because they're during the party, so the attendance is lower.
Well, it is low.
That's yep. Yeah.
So,
That's definitely.
but yeah, I did not. But thank you, Stacy. That's a very good clarification. As usual, you're on your toes, my friend.
That's true, Stacy. And yeah, they're doing that, doing that. But that's, oh man, guys, the last nighttime parade that we were able to enjoy was Spectral Magic at Walt Disney World, and no parade at Boo Bash. Yeah, there was no parade at Boo Bash.
Yeah, they had
Boo Bash
cavalcades
had
all night
only
long. Though.
cavalcades.
Yep.
But
I don't really make a difference. If it walks and sings music and comes down the street, I call it a parade.
Well, I'm glad for the Christmas party, guys, that, Boo Bash was such an abbreviated, if I could use that word, it was such an abbreviated party. I think a lot of people, were very disappointed in Boo Bash. Because it was really not anything compared to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is phenomenal. So anything less than that is going to be really, hard for us to take. I hope, hope that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party can return next year because it's phenomenal. Absolutely love it. But they do have another Christmas party. They have the Christmas fireworks and they have a full parade. So, things are coming back. This is the first. Now, it's still an after hours event. Technically, it is not Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. It's not. But we are getting some elements of the full blown Christmas party, and for that we're grateful.
Downscale. I feel your pain. Let's
see. It's the most expensive. I want to buy a Genie Plus so I can buy a Fast Pass to Splash Mountain after I bought the Christmas Party Pass. That's the most expensive Splash Mountain.
And I paid to park. Mic drop.
It's only funny because it's true.
It's all right. Exactly. Yep. Truth is told in humor. Oh, yes, Daniel, thanks for being here.
Monarch Moments, I don't know if Disneyland's selling the candy canes this year. I hope so.
Oh, they have to.
We're there to get one because those are amazing. They're huge, number one, and they hand make them every day. Oh, it's amazing. But you got to be there first thing. Run over there and get your ticket.
Yeah, because they go quickly, don't they, Kelly? Those candy canes.
Yeah. They sell out within like 15 minutes. And then they give you a time to return to pick up your freshly made hand-twisted candy cane.
Oh, my goodness. Well, someday I will get that. And Stacy says Boo Bash did not have fireworks because when it started, the perimeter fireworks sites were down for refurbishment. And I think I remember that. Well, they were probably also, Stacy, they were getting ready to make the transition from Happily Ever After to Enchantment. I bet, too, is one reason they had those down. So wondering if they got such negative reactions to Bob's Bare Bones Boo Bash. They stepped up to
Don't hold back.
That was Katie. The official name, by
Don't
the way.
hold back, darling.
Yeah.
I love Katie.
Yeah. That absolutely could be it, Katie. That's for sure. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, better to go for them closer to Christmas, not as crazy. Yeah, Festival of the Holidays, looking forward to the food. We always look forward to the food. And really, Disney World has really been bringing it.
Yeah, they've got Walt's Chili now. I'm so excited about that.
Yes, they have.
But up in their game.
Yeah, they really are, guys. Let me look here to see if there's anything I really wanted to mention. I never did do this day in Disney history, but I think we covered a lot of Disney history. So
James is probably ready to mention everybody in chat.
I think we got it.
Can you be Will?
I think we got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that my
James.
cue? All right.
Yeah.
Well, we would like to thank everyone who joined. I'm pinch hitting for Will, but Nicole, good to see you. Fabulous Flo. Space Mountain Dave, great new streamer. Get out there and check him out. The incomparable and wonderful Mickey Bunch, my better half. Surf Bum John, who is birthdaying this month. BDF.
Happy birthday.
The amazing Stacy Rogers, perhaps one of the greatest mods in our game. Kevin Theme Park Adventures. Our ambassador from Canada, Jonathan Chong. The wonderful, delightful, and irrepressible Tina DCS, the most valuable mod I know. The always cerebral Mike Cabral. The delightful and charming Katie Mack. The wonderful Ed and Mindy Viapre. Captain Akron, a.k.a. first name Ryan, and a Cleveland Browns fan and a good friend. California's wonderful family monarch moments, Garrett and Michelle and their wonderful children were here. Adventures by D, a new and wonderful up-and-coming station.
Chris and Dave.
The youngest, but certainly not the slightest among us, Daniel of this Infinity was here. Brian's West Coast Adventure, the virtual spokesman of all things Disneyland. Tracy Glenn, our favorite fireman. Catherine will be perhaps the elegant and esteemed Catherine. AJC Magic, the fabulous Amy. Kenneth, the Ford man, the brilliant and theoretical downscale was here. Myers and the Mouse, great streamers, great Florida family, originally from Kansas, always hallmarked by the wonderful Mama Mouse. Brian K., Candy Tink, Team Snag and Whiskers, the wonderful small package but wonderful delight of Debbie Burnfield, Sebastian the Crab, Patty G., Anna Isabel, the most witty guy on the web. More Sunshine Pleases Jim. Diz Our Dream with the fabulous Jeff and Angela.
Angela!
Will and Jillian came in at that point with Wyatt as
They
we made it a
did.
family affair. At the tail end, we had the Movie Mania Nick, who runs a lovely station. And at the very end, the Disney Baker Chris. So that's who we're in chat. If I missed you, it's my fault and I'm sorry. Send your complaints to Dawn.
And I'll relay them to James. Couple
That was
of
amazing.
things. Yeah, thanks so much for doing that, James. That was great. We will be grateful that you pinch hit for
Absolutely.
him.
I can't do it like he does, but
In there,
traditions
yeah.
are important, as we know.
So appreciate you doing that. Just a couple of things, guys. Of course, Disney Very Merriest After Hours is in full swing. This is the second night. The first night was last night. So go watch some of our bloggers and our live streamers to see all of the food, the merch, the fireworks, the parade. I think it's going to be great. We're all excited, to have a Christmas party back. So Santa Claus is doing distance photos. So yeah, lots of good stuff. Eternals is now in movie theaters. This is another MCU movie. Yes, it is. It is a continuation of the MCU. It is getting the worst reviews of any Marvel movie that's been put out so far. So, it put in the comments if you have seen it. Has anyone in the chat seen Eternals?
I know Nick did, if he's still here. He had said he was going to go see it.
Let us know if you have seen it and what you thought of it. It's getting some really bad reviews. So I hate that. I had high hopes for it. So, we love Marvel. So any new Marvel content we get excited about. Disney Plus Day, guys, is Friday, November the 12th. And William and Jillian won't be coming home until the 13th. So there are a couple of really cool things happening there for Disney Plus Day. They are releasing a lot of new content for Disney Plus. Shang-Chi and the Jungle Cruise will both be available for you if you have a Disney Plus.
Good.
Yeah, on November the 12th. That drops. If you are a Disney Plus subscriber and you are in the parks, you'll get to go into the park 30 minutes early.
Ooh.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
You also there will also be some special augmented reality photo pass pictures for subscribers in the parks that day. If you are not in the parks, I'm not in the parks, we'll be able to access some of that via the app on our phone. So we don't get left out. If you're not in the park, you don't get left out. But yeah, Disney Plus Day, again, guys, I think they're probably going to make this an annual event. This is the anniversary, the second anniversary of the debut of Disney Plus. So they're using this to push the service, obviously to get some new subscribers and what have you. There is also a if you resubscribe or you're a first time subscriber, excuse me, there is a discount as well. So that's November the 12th. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is scheduled to hit theaters on May the 5th, 2023. And they are currently in the filming process for that. All of the original characters are back for that, which is really exciting.
I love those movies.
I do too. And I wasn't expecting to love them as much as I do, Kelly. I really wasn't. I'll tell you that the previews kind of put me off a little bit. I was not impressed with the trailers for Guardians of the Galaxy, and I love them.
Love them. They're so funny and actiony and
different. Yeah, I do too. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will hit theaters on May the 5th, 2023. And also the Book of Boba Fett for all of us, Mando maniacs. The Book of Boba Fett also is going to air. The first episode will drop December the 29th. So that's coming up too. Yeah. Actually, I don't think I'm getting a cold, Tina. I think it's just sinusitis. The weather just changed here in Texas. It goes from blazing hot to really, really cold. There's no in between. And every Texan probably sounds just like me right now. So me and Jillian, we're looking forward to hitting that Florida weather, even though it's still a little bit cooler, than Florida temperatures. It's warmer than here. So
right, Monarch moments, yes.
Oh, right. Oh, Garrett,
I love that ride.
Guardians. Wow, I remember when I first
ride.
heard that they were changing at DCA. They were changing Tower of Terror over to Guardians of the Galaxy. I was so against it. I was just fussing and complaining. I had my, my indignant, Disney face out. And when I wrote it the first time, of course, Joe Rohde, for crying out loud, Joe Rohde,
right.
did it. And anything Joe Rohde touches is gold. So it's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
It's fantastic.
It's so you're like being plunged to your death to the greatest soundtrack ever made. It's amazing.
And you never know which song you're gonna get. It's
right.
Like, the mix. It's all of that great music that he listens to. You never know which song you're gonna get. Oh my gosh. And it's like random. I think the computer chooses each song. Oh my gosh. It's fantastic. Amy is back home now. I had to pull her away from her hotel. I didn't want to.
That's usually the way it works.
That's how it works. We never.
Usually if you pout and cry enough, whoever you're with will whoever I'm with will let me stay one more night.
Did you guys hear they are making an action Snow White film? Yes, I did see that movie.
I did see that.
Thank you for mentioning that. And Gal Gadot is playing the evil queen.
Perfect.
I loved her as Wonder Woman. I love that casting. I think it's. What do you think about that?
I don't think they ought to tamper with Snow White by bringing it live. Their track record of taking animation to live is
not good.
It's really not good.
It's not good.
No,
The best one they did, guys, my humble opinion, was Cinderella.
Amen. Amen,
Cinderella.
Dawn. Yes,
Wow.
I'm giving you 5 right now.
There we go.
Cinderella,
There we go.
I love Cinderella. Love.
It's perfect. Cinderella, the live action is
They kept
absolutely
enough
perfect.
of the story, but just added a little.
They did.
Oh,
They
it's
did.
so good. And Enchanted, which is not a remake, but I love Enchanted.
I like Enchanted
those
too.
two are so good.
I like
Everything
Enchanted
else
too.
is kind of like hot garbage.
I agree. Now I did my second favorite in the live action would probably be Beauty and the Beast, but the only one that blew me away was Cinderella. It's
Cinderella.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
We'll have to talk about Beauty and the Beast. I just feel like, why do you pick someone who can't sing?
Well, no, that's true.
And refuses to wear like period accurate clothing.
Right. Now that,
and I love her. I love her in Harry Potter.
Things, and this is a show. We probably need to do a show on the live action.
We should.
We should, Kelly. We should. There were a lot of pieces to Beauty and the Beast that I didn't like, but overall, I thought it was pretty good, but not like Cinderella. Cinderella was
and
fantastic.
Her dad isn't even like short and chunky and goofy like her dad in the animated. Like I was so disappointed.
Right. Yeah. I thought they did a good job though.
Need I mention?
Tina, oh my gosh!
Need I mention the debacle of Mulan?
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, and then they charged you $30 to get an early look at it. What?
And here we go.
Gee.
So you'll have to invite us back on so we can say what we really feel about Dumbo. Was that weird?
Oh my gracious!
The Lion King was no artistic triumph when they.
We have to do this. Lion King was terrible. I'm sorry.
I did like Lady and the Tramp on Disney Plus. I thought it was super cute, but whatever. It wasn't like fantastic, but it was super cute.
There's a good reason they didn't remake a sequel to Gone with the Wind, because when you hit it square on the head, you leave it there.
There you go.
And I think a lot of these movies should be venerated for and celebrated for their achievement at the time and enjoyed to this day. I don't think we need to do them again.
I agree. They're classics in their own right. And if it ain't broke, as the saying goes, don't fix it. And that's what you worry about when you hear that your favorite animated Disney movie is about to be made into a live action. You go, oh,
right.
Well, I love Dumbo. That movie was flipping weird. It made you feel like dark and sad and weird. It was nothing like the real movie.
No happiness in that.
It wasn't. It's true. Yeah, we got it. This is definitely a Hitchhiking.
It's a school subject.
We definitely need to do that and talk about the details, from each one. But yeah, we totally need to do that. What's going on your channel, Kelly?
Next Sunday, we're going to be spilling the Disney tea. We are going to be bringing on our members to do True, Truth, and a Lie. So we're bringing the channel members on to lie to you. And I'm telling you, they are amazing liars.
Okay.
We have Pass Holder Pear, Bob and Kelly, Space Mountain Dave. We always have just the best, and it's funny, it's hilarious, it's amazing. We've had people talk about dancing in cages. We had someone talk about
dating Linda Blair.
Oh my
the
goodness.
Exorcist gal. And that was an attempted truth. So so come on and play along with us and see if you can pick the lie.
Okay.
Sunday night at 9 p.m.
Sunday night,
Eastern time, 6 out here in the West.
Yes.
Sounds perfect. We have several William and Jillian have been concentrating on their baby and just ignoring Disney, enjoying Disney. They had the only things that they put up on the channel. William did a live at Art of Animation the day that he got there, and they put up a whole bunch of shorts. So go, check those out, guys. Definitely go check those out.
Good night, Amy.
We do have live streams from Galveston. Jeff and I went to Galveston. I did a live stream from the downtown area down on the Strand and saw the Liberty of the Seas cruise ship go out. It was really cool. And then I also did a beach stream.
Night, Amy.
Beach stream that was that was really good. Really enjoyed that one. Just kind of a nice morning beach walk. And this Saturday at 2:00 Central Time, which will be 3:00 Walt Disney World time, I am debuting our Animal Kingdom Day from November.
Oh,
nice.
Went into Animal Kingdom. We did not do a live stream that day. We just decided to vlog it. And this is that vlog. So that will premiere Saturday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Walt Disney World time. And this is a good one, guys, because it was one of the best safaris we've ever done.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
All of the animals were out. All of the lines were out. It was sometimes the safari is different every time.
Especially in the summer, it's hard to get a really good one because it's so hot. The animals are kind of just hiding in the shade. But November is a really good time to get.
It is a good time.
So that'll be something to watch.
Yeah. So that watch for that on Saturday. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to mention. Guys, go to liveplace.com and check it out. Dean takes care of us over there at the liveplace.com. It's basically a website that's a TV guide listing for family-friendly live streams. And so, during your day, if you're thinking, I'd love to watch a live stream, I wonder if anybody's streaming, just go to the Live Place and check it out. And it's going to be listed.
Good stuff. Good guy, too. Great guy.
It's going to be listed there. And also check out Dean's YouTube channel, Dreamer's Empire, because he does some phenomenal work over there, and we appreciate him, taking care of us. If you are ghost watching or watching on Team Replay, please, by all means, leave us a comment and let us know that you're there, and use hashtag Team Replay. We appreciate you guys so much, and just want to know that you're there. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. We just appreciate you. You watching.
But if you don't want to, sneak in for a minute and clang the like button. Give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, folks, if you know people that haven't subscribed to the Hitchhiking Bones, they've got 1 or 2 days to get this straightened out, or there's going to be some trouble, because this is a good station. And I'm not mugging it up with you. If you don't get down to business, we're going to have some beef. So,
thanks.
No, but seriously, please subscribe to the Hitchhiking Bones.
Thanks.
Tell your friends. Call home. Get everybody involved. It's a good time.
James, thank you. You are sweet, James. Thank you. My sisters, Susan and Joy, are always watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. And thanks everybody for being here and just taking part in the chat. This has been fun, James. Thanks for all the new information that you shared with us. And gosh, I just appreciate y'all coming on.
We love you.
It's just a pleasure. It's just a pleasure to have you.
We come on the show so that when Kylie comes back to Disney World or Disneyland, we can hang out with her. It's a ploy to get to your grandchild.
She's so adorable.
She is.
And it will be.
She's a good shopper. Very
she is
shopper.
She's very effective.
I wonder where she gets that. I don't know. I don't know where she gets that.
She gets it from you, but she also had Kelly along coaching that night. So
that's true. She had a lot of help. She did.
Yes,
well,
she
you
did.
have to.
I was like, well, it's going to be a yes day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all were so sweet to her. We had such a great.
That was a great day. That was a great.
It was. It was just pretty much a perfect day.
Yep.
James. It really was. I mean, ended up with the electrical water pageant, and they're at the Poly and drinking a little cone of coffee. It was just perfect.
And we met that famous guy with a bad haircut. Who was that?
We did. Stephen Scherer, YouTuber Stephen Scherer. Kylie spotted him actually.
That's right.
Spotted him at in one
Kona
of the
Cafe.
restaurants at the Kona
And
Cafe.
then he went in the restroom, and I went over with her to stalk him as he got
and
out.
And he was so sweet. Oh
He
my
was gracious.
gosh.
He was gracious.
Stood there and talked to her and let us take pictures. It's up on my Instagram if you want to look back at, towards April and see the pictures of Kylie with Stephen Scherer. She spotted him and he was so sweet to her. He really
Super
was.
nice.
He was so sweet. But thanks guys so
Thank you.
much. And I will invite you again. Y'all have a standing invitation. For Hitchhiker Chat. You just do. You have a standing
We'll
invitation.
take you up on that.
That's right.
We love you guys. We appreciate you being here, and I'm so glad that we have got to pop in for a little bit.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks. We appreciate it, everybody.
Thanks to
Have
all
a
the
blessed
wonderful people in
night.
chat.
At
Bye,
the
everybody.
Hitchhiking Bones, there's always room for one more. So please hurry back. Thanks, guys.
We didn't even practice that.
Yeah, look
That
pretty
was
good.
awesome.
Pretty
Look
good. Good night, y'all.
Bye, everybody.